Hey and welcome to the Daily Manchester United News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. Marcus Rashford outlines Manchester United's Premier League ambitions for this season. Manchester United star Marcus Rashford admits that securing Champions League football for next season is the aim of his teammates. The Red Devils moved back to the fourth spot in the Premier League table, courtesy of Rashford's match winner against Brentford. After the game, the 25-year-old detailed the importance of United's victory. He told BBC's Match of the Day via Manchester Evening News the following. Everyone is clear that we are not going to play our best every week, but there is never a time to drop our standards, and we have to keep trying to push each other every week. We were a bit more patient out of possession. We waited for the right conditions to press rather than pressing every ball. We were calm and kept communicating to try and stop the supplies to their forward man. Finishing in the top four is the aim. We want to get as many points as we possibly can, and we will try and win every game. We just have to keep playing well and give our best, keep recovering well, and move on to the next fixture. Rashford has been United's talisman this season, scoring 28 goals. Out of these 28 strikes, 10 are match-winning goals in the Premier League this season. Apart from chasing the top four berth in the English top flight, United are striving for silverware in two more cup competitions. They have progressed to the quarter-finals of the Europa League and to the semi-finals of the FA Cup. Erik ten Hag has already ended United's six-year trophy drought by winning the Carabao Cup this campaign. It will be a successful debut season for the Dutchman if he can bring Champions League football back to the theatre of dreams. The Old Trafford side has a chance to solidify their hold in the top four race by beating Everton this weekend. Marcel Sabitzer excels for Manchester United in advanced role. Manchester United midfielder Marcel Sabitzer played an advanced role in the win over Brentford. For a player who is 6 feet and 7 inches, it's rare you see Wout Weghorst use his physical strength to dominate in the air. He sat out the game against Brentford with fellow loanee Marcel Sabitzer stepping into a forward role and winning a lot of headers. Sabitzer played as a 10 to begin with, but at times interchanged with Marcus Rashford, who dropped deep with the Austrian, the furthest forward player. Brentford are an awkward side to play against. United found this out earlier in the season. Erik ten Hag recognized this and took the game to them. He featured Bruno Fernandez in a deeper position to get more control of possession and pushed Sabitzer forward. The Austrian used to play this role many years ago, once scoring 27 goals in a season for Red Bull Salzburg. Sabitzer provided the assist for Marcus Rashford's goal, winning a clever header to knock the ball down for the striker to score. His role was praised by Match of the Day pundit and former United star Dion Dublin, who said, Erik ten Hag got that little bit of a mix. It confused Brentford. Sabitzer won 10 duels, more than any player on the pitch. 8 of these were aerial duels from 10 he contested. Anthony Martial's return late in the second half pushed Sabitzer back into midfield, and this may simply have been a one-off experiment to combat a tricky opponent who did not lose many games. In any case, it worked, and Sabitzer registered his first United assist. He is proving to be a useful player for Erik ten Hag to have available. MUTV pundit reacts to Tyrell Malacia performance after replacing Luke Shaw. Tyrell Malacia has been praised after his performance as he replaced injured Luke Shaw in Manchester United's win over Brentford. Luke Shaw was making his 215th Manchester United appearance, a milestone number after signing a new contract. Sadly, it was not the special night he had hoped for. Shaw sustained an injury in the first half and was substituted for Tyrell Malacia. This was Malacia's first Premier League game since the defeat to Liverpool. Tyrell Malacia has proved a very good alternative to Luke Shaw this season. It's almost unfair to describe him as a backup because he is good enough to be a regular starter. We could see more of him if Shaw is forced to miss time through injury, the extent of which is yet to become clear. Malacia had a strong night in Manchester United's win over Brentford, helping to see out a clean sheet in the 1-0 win. The Netherlands international was crisp in possession, completing 97% of his passes, 36 of 37 attempted. He also created two goal scoring chances, a side of his game he needs to work on. This was a positive sign. Malacia won two of two tackles contested and made two successful clearances. He was praised by MUTV co-commentator David May, who said, "You know what I thought? I was going to miss Luke Shaw, but Malacia has been excellent. He really has." Studio pounded Danny Webber told the post-game coverage. He didn't take any time to warm into the game. Malacia will likely retain his place for Saturday's match against Everton. Even if Shaw makes a quick recovery, there is no need to take chances when there is such a quality fill-in available. Erik ten Hag's instant reaction to Manchester United win. Erik ten Hag has expressed praise for Bruno Fernandez after Manchester United's victory over Brentford. Manchester United won 1-0 with a goal from Marcus Rashford in the first half. The win lifted United back above Tottenham into the top four, 3 points ahead with a game in hand. It was a strong team performance from United, bouncing back from a 2-0 defeat to Newcastle at the weekend. Erik ten Hag felt Bruno Fernandes was key to Manchester United's win. He played a deeper role in midfield than usual. Speaking in his press conference via BBC Sport, Erik ten Hag was particularly glowing about three players in all, also praising Marcus Rashford and David De Gea. He said of Rashford, "Once again, he is on top and in very good form, so hopefully he can keep doing it until the end of the season, keep that focus and those energy levels, and then he will score." Ten Hag praised a key save David De Gea made from Ivan Toney in the second half, commenting, "When you need David, he is there." Speaking to MUTV on Fernandez, he added, "The big engine, Bruno Fernandes, he had a brilliant game. This was ultimately a big team performance, with every player deserving praise for a committed display in wet conditions at Old Trafford. United dominated the game, but the match hung in the balance with just one goal separating the two sides. The only downside was Luke Shaw going off injured in the first half." Asked about the defender's injury after the match, Ten Hag simply said he needed to wait 24 hours for Shaw to be assessed. Ajax Amsterdam keen on a reunion with Manchester United midfielder Donnie van de Beek. Eredivisie giants Ajax Amsterdam are keen on reuniting with their former midfielder and current Manchester United star Donnie van de Beek, according to Football Insider. In the upcoming transfer window, the Holland international is expected to be one of the names to part ways with the Red Devils. To that end, the Amsterdam-based club would be interested in taking him back. In the summer of 2020, the Old Trafford side paid €35 million to Ajax to acquire the 25-year-old services. Now, the Manchester-based club are open to taking a loss and are willing to accept £25 million for him. Next summer, United will look to bolster their engine room. The sale of Van de Beek would evidently provide extra funds for the Red Devils to spend. The Holland international's current contract with the Old Trafford side ends in the summer of 2025. However, considering the midfielder's performances in Manchester, it would be wise for the 25-year-old to kickstart his career elsewhere. What better place for Van de Beek than Ajax? The Holland international made a name for himself under Erik ten Hag in Amsterdam, developing the pedigree of being a quality number 10. Unfortunately, the midfielder has failed to have the same impact at United. Under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the 25-year-old was hardly given any opportunities. At the moment, the Red Devils also have the likes of Casemiro, Eriksen, and Fernandes in their ranks. The trio are the Dutch manager's preferred options in the middle of the park. Therefore, it looks like a difficult task for Van de Beek to attain regular minutes at the Old Trafford side, but it remains to be seen whether Ajax will be willing to meet the Manchester-based club's demand for the 25-year-old. Tottenham Hotspur are no longer in pole position to sign Dean Henderson. Tottenham Hotspur are no longer in a pole position to sign on loan Manchester United goalkeeper Dean Henderson this summer. It was previously reported that the London club was highly interested in the England shot-stopper and that a move could materialize quickly. However, since then, the club has sacked their manager Antonio Conte, but the rest of his coaching staff, with the exception of his brother, remain intact. The football director Fabio Paratici has stepped aside from his role for now after FIFA stated that the Italian's ban applies worldwide. This means he cannot work in any capacity at any club while the 3-year ban imposed due to irregularities while working at Juventus is in place. This has thrown fresh doubt on any targets he was interested in. With these events, it's now clear that things will change behind the scenes and that new targets will come to mind for the next manager. Football Insider are reporting that some of Spurs' summer targets are put off from joining the club after the chaos that has preceded the summer transfer window. As with any player's career, it's important to them that they are joining a stable club, and right now, with everything that is going on at the London based club, this is far from being the case. It seems like a complicated time for Spurs, with Man United very likely to offload Henderson this summer. It remains to be seen whether they will be in for the England international once things have calmed down a little. However, that is probably unlikely with a whole new setup expected for Spurs during the summer. Henderson was Nottingham Forest number 1 this season up until this thigh injury at the start of the year. The keeper was impressive during the start of the season, but Keylor Navas' arrival suggests that he has no future at the club. His deal at United expires in the summer of 2025, with little to no chance of an extension after accusing the club of wasting his career last season. Man United in the running to sign Maurits Kjærgaard from Red Bull Salzburg. Manchester United are one of the clubs interested in signing Red Bull Salzburg midfielder Maurits Kjærgaard this summer, according to Salzburg Nachrichten. The Red Devils are likely to reinforce their midfield options in the next transfer window, and they could pursue another creative player to compete for the number 8 role. A number of high-profile names have been linked, including Alexis McAllister, but it's now reported that the Red Devils are in the running to land Kjærgaard from Salzburg. The Dane, who has yet to make his senior international debut, is valued at 15 million euros by Salzburg. Christian Eriksen has been a revelation for the Red Devils since his free transfer last summer. The Dane managed 11 goals contributions for United until January before sustaining an ankle injury. He is expected to return this month and could have a big role to play in the season run-in. In our review, manager Erik ten Hag could be happy to continue with Eriksen in the number 8 role next season, and he may want a young deputy who can be used in rotation. Kjærgaard could be an interesting choice considering Salzburg are known for grooming emerging talents. The 19-year-old has been impressive this season with 2 goals and 9 assists for the Austrian outfit. Aside from his goal involvement, the youngster has caught the eye with his tackling, dribbling, and ability to provide key passes. He could be seen as a long-term successor to Eriksen. United have already missed out on one of Salzburg's best talent in Benjamin Sesko to RB Leipzig and may need to move quickly if they are looking to sign Kjærgaard this summer. Man United will try to land Gonzalo Ramos if they can't sign Harry Kane this summer. Man United manager Erik ten Hag is in the market for a top striker this summer, and top of that list is Tottenham's striker Harry Kane. There is speculation around the England international's future heading into the summer, as Spurs are in a mess at present and have gone another year without a trophy. A move to Man United seems like the logical next step for Kane if he wants to win trophies. But it's possible that Tottenham chairman Daniel Levy will make a move difficult for the Red Devils. Therefore, the Manchester club have an alternative lined up. According to Football Insider, United are plotting a summer deal for Benfica star Gonzalo Ramos if they fail in their pursuit of Kane, who has a reported £105 million release clause in his contract, which is set to expire in June 2026. According to the report, Benfica would accept a bid of around £70 million for Ramos, who has grabbed the attention of world football this season. The Portugal international scored a hat-trick at the World Cup and has bagged 25 goals and assisted a further 10 across 37 appearances at club level. There are other options for Man United should they fail to land either, with names such as Victor Osimhen and Randall Marouane also linked to Old Trafford, as Ten Hag looks to end his striker problem this summer. I will be uploading daily Manchester United news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.